Attention passionate Philadelphia, EAGLES. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Philadelphia Eagles' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Philadelphia Eagles fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Philadelphia, EAGLES. Let's get to the news. Now folks, what we're seeing right now in the NFC East is not just another typical mid-season shakeup. No, this is something that could very well define the trajectory of the Eagles' season and quite possibly their future for years to come. We're talking about a blockbuster trade that's sending ripples through the division, and it involves none other than Jaylon Johnson, the talented cornerback from Chicago, moving to Philadelphia. And this isn't just a small move, folks. This has major implications for how the Eagles will approach the rest of the season and their quest for another Super Bowl appearance. Let's start by breaking down what this trade actually means. The Chicago Bears, currently sitting at 2-3, have decided to part ways with Johnson, a player they see more as a rebuilding piece, especially with the team focusing on youth and trying to cut costs. The Bears are in a bit of a tricky spot. They're not outright tanking, but they're definitely prioritizing the future, and moving Johnson for draft capital or other assets fits into that plan. They're focusing on their offensive line, which has allowed 28 sacks this season, and they are clearly aiming to develop younger players. But for the Eagles, this is a major upgrade in their secondary, which has been a point of concern this season. Their pass defense, allowing an average of 220 yards per game, ranks around 15th in the league, but they need that extra boost to contend seriously for a Super Bowl. And that's where Johnson comes in. This guy is no ordinary corner. Drafted out of Utah in 2020, Johnson has been a standout performer, especially in 2024, where he's been a top-tier cornerback. He's racked up 5 interceptions so far, placing him among the top 8 in the league, and has 80 total tackles, which speaks to his versatility and willingness to be involved in run support as well. His EPA per snap, an elite plus 0.16, meaning he's making a real difference every time he steps onto the field. His PFF grade for 2024 is an impressive 87.1, ranking him among the top 7 cornerbacks in the league, and his coverage rating of 72.3 is also among the best. When it comes to yards after catch allowed, Johnson only gives up about 2.6 yards per reception, top 10 in the league, and his completion percentage allowed is just 46%, ranking him among the top 6 in that category. That's the kind of lockdown presence the Eagles desperately need. In 2025, Johnson has continued to impress with 20 solo tackles, ranking around 25th among CBs, and 3 interceptions, placing him 6th in the league. He's also demonstrated ball-hawking instincts with 5 pass deflections and a remarkable 17% ball hawk rate, again among the top in the league. Just recently, in Week 4 against the Colts, Johnson notched an interception, 6 tackles, and a plus 0.19 EPA per play. This kind of production is rare, and it's exactly what the Eagles are looking for to solidify that secondary. His career stats are equally impressive: over 200 tackles, 12 interceptions, and 40 pass deflections, with a double-team rate of only 26%, a number that shows how effective he is even when facing additional attention from offenses. Now, comparing Johnson to some of the best in the league, he's really showing signs of being in that elite tier, similar to Jair Alexander at his peak with the Packers in 2020. His man coverage win rate is around 72%, and he's allowed a QBR of just 55.2 when targeted, meaning quarterbacks simply aren't completing passes against him. And he's yet to give up a touchdown in 2025, which is a testament to his consistency and coverage skills. So, the Eagles are getting a player who can lock down one side of the field, freeing up their other defensive backs, and allowing Darius Slay to operate more freely on the other side. But let's talk about the bigger picture here. The Bears, with their 2-3 record, aren't expecting to make the playoffs this year. They're sitting at odds of plus 8,000 in the NFC North, which are long shots at best. They're clearly focused on building for the future, and moving Johnson now allows them to acquire draft picks or other assets that can help them develop that young talent. But for the Eagles, this move is a game changer. It's not just about improving the secondary, it's about transforming their entire defensive outlook. With Johnson in the fold, the Eagles are projecting to add around 10 interceptions over the course of the season, which could be the difference between a good defense and a dominant one. This addition is expected to significantly reduce the yards allowed through the air, bringing that number down from 220 yards per game to around 180. That's a huge step forward. And it's not just about raw numbers, it's about the confidence this gives the entire defense. Johnson is a proven playmaker, and with him lining up alongside Darius Slay, the Eagles are setting up a formidable cornerback duo. When you compare Johnson's performance to Slay's, the difference in performance metrics like yards of separation and deflection rates is telling. Johnson tends to allow +1.8 yards of separation, but his ability to deflect passes and cover receivers tightly makes him a nightmare for offenses. Adding Reddick into the mix, who has 6 sacks this season, the Eagles' pass rush is also getting a boost, which synergizes perfectly with the secondary improvements. With Johnson's ability to force turnovers, his ball hawk rate of 17%, the Eagles could be looking at around 11 or 12 takeaways just from the cornerback position alone. That's a significant number, especially when you consider the impact of turnovers on winning games. Defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon has been emphasizing aggressive, opportunistic defense, and Johnson's presence allows them to put that philosophy into full effect. Now, looking ahead to the playoffs, the impact of this trade is already palpable in the odds. The Super Bowl odds for the Eagles have shortened from +1,500 to +800, reflecting the confidence in this new roster configuration. The NFC is now seen as a more open field, with the Eagles emerging as one of the favorites, especially considering their improved pass defense. When facing top-tier offenses like the Cowboys, with CeeDee Lamb, the Eagles are now better equipped to neutralize those deep threats, thanks to Johnson's ability to shadow and contain receivers. This boost in defensive EPA versus deep targets is projected to be around +25%, which is huge when trying to contain offenses with explosive passing games. So, all in all, this is more than just a trade, it's a statement. The Eagles are signaling that they're all in on competing now, not just in the regular season, but for the Super Bowl. The addition of Johnson, along with the existing pieces like Slay and Reddick, creates a defense that can hold up against the best defenses in the league. This move also puts the Bears into a different perspective. They're clearly prioritizing their rebuild, even if it means sacrificing a talented player like Johnson for future assets. It's that kind of strategic shift that makes the NFL so exciting, seeing teams adapt, evolve, and sometimes even reset to chase that ultimate goal, the Lombardi Trophy. And let's not forget, Johnson's presence in Philadelphia isn't just about the now. It's about the future. His elite coverage skills, his ability to create turnovers, and his consistent impact make him a cornerstone for the Eagles' secondary for years to come. His fit with the team's defensive scheme is perfect, especially under Gannon's aggressive approach, which relies heavily on cornerbacks being versatile, physical, and ball-hawking. Plus, with the Eagles' strong front seven and pass rush, Johnson can truly shine, disrupting timing routes and forcing quarterbacks into making bad decisions. This synergy, this combination of pass rush and coverage, is what elevates defenses from good to great, and the Eagles are now set up to be one of the league's best in that regard. And now, Philadelphia Eagles fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this move? Do you believe that Johnson will be the missing piece that pushes the Eagles over the top? Or do you think there are still holes to address? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much to us, and more importantly, to the team. We're witnessing a pivotal moment in Eagles history, and your voice adds to the excitement. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more updates, more insights, and all the latest Philadelphia Eagles news. So stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep riding this incredible journey together. Thanks for being a part of this family, and as always, go Eagles!